Hello there. The US dollar is still strong. The general stock markets are dropping down pretty hard. Both of these factors are bringing down energy as well. Let's talk about a range of charts on energy today, starting with crude oil. In most recent look at crude oil, I've mentioned there was a chance that we've seen the cycle low over here in mid-August, but I also mentioned that the cycle is pretty short at only 127 days long. On average, these cycles last for just over 160 days long. So despite some strength at the end of August, with a relatively strong reversal and with the general stock market pulling oil down, there is a bit of a chance that we are going to see this cycle extend into closer to an average duration, perhaps something around 150 days, with perhaps crude oil bottoming over the next few days. Looking at the US dollar, the short-term daily cycle is only 22 days long. Usually these cycles last for a couple of weeks. So I would expect perhaps another poke above the Bollinger Bands, giving us a bit of a repeated pokes above relatively wide Bollinger Bands. By then, the cycle would be pretty close to a month long, pretty close to a midpoint of an average duration of these shorter term cycles, and would likely see a bit of a reversal down in the US dollar, maybe even a sharp correction, as it's been relatively strong for quite a while, helping crude oil as well as a lot of other commodities to strengthen at least for a while. Next, I want to have a look at XLE because it's kind of interesting. It's been strong over the last few weeks, despite the weakness in crude oil and despite the weakness in the general stock market. So a bit of caution is perhaps advised on XLE over the short term of perhaps 1 week. A few days ago, I mentioned to the members at myfinanceteacher.org that uranium prices have likely started a new cycle, and meaning that a rally was pretty likely. And at that time, the uranium price was still relatively flat. Since then, just over the last couple of days, we see uranium price picking up a little bit from around $48 to about $52 right now. And of course, we have been positioned in uranium for quite a while. In the longer term, I'm pretty sure that uranium is going to produce outstanding gains. For more longer term fundamentals, see some of my recent uranium reports. Link to the most recent one at the top of your screen right now. URA, the uranium miners, have regained the 200-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is sloping upwards. The RSI is far from overbought yet, and with the uranium cycle still early in the rallying stage, the intermediate look in uranium producers is quite promising. Never mind the outstanding longer-term fundamentals, as I mentioned. And lastly, looking at natural gas, usually the natural gas cycles last for around 4 months, and the current one is 63 days long. That's pretty close to the midpoint of an average duration, but with the energy crisis in Europe, I think there is a chance that there will be one more push higher in natural gas prices before that drop down into the cycle low. Zooming in a little at the 4-hour chart of natural gas, one might argue that there is a bit of a falling wedge. And although nobody knows the future, generally, statistically speaking, these falling wages are usually a bullish development, often breaking on the upside rather than on the downside. But let me repeat that after possible short-term strength in natural gas, it would perhaps be wise to take profits early as the cycle is getting late, and a bit of a correction would be likely as we get closer to an average duration of anywhere close to 3 months and longer. And to reiterate, a lot of these moves on energy as well as other commodities and perhaps even the general stock market will generally depend on what happens to the US dollar over the next short term. So with that in mind, let me know down in the comments below, where do you see the dollar sometime into early October? Is it anywhere below 106 or is it somewhere above 110? And before you start typing those comments, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.